gotta watch the signs, man. That woman said you wasn't even her type. If a woman tell me she not my type but end up with me, then what's keeping you here? I don't tell you what to do, but I want you to open up your eyes, man. There's no reason why she commenting on another page, an NBA with heart eyes and the money tongue out. That's your fiance.
Never.
Yeah, she's ignoring you.
She left you on red, gang?
Ignore you.
Oh.
And that's when I was nothing, so she's man, I don't care about it. And like, she still don't even know why she talked to me.
And I'm Hispanic, so I have tequila like in my veins. So I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I drink.
Come on now. I know you get down at parties, okay? No one says they have tequila in their veins, but they don't drink a lot. That statement doesn't make much sense. I know this is true because she said it herself. She's Spanish. Trust me. I grew up with a lot of Spanish people, bro. When that liquor starts flowing and that bachata comes on, Travis, you better be able to keep up with your girl. Travis Hunter, the projected #1 pick in the NFL draft, is getting a lot of attention on social media, but it's not for his highlights on the field. He's actually getting played by his girl. Travis is supposed to be that guy, but instead we get posts like this. See, the life of a D1 athlete is completely different compared to the average guy. Professional players have the reputation of sometimes being players. Girls flock to them from every direction. Unless you're the kicker. Everyone knows kickers are dorks and stroke their footballs all day in the corner. What the average guy could only dream about pulling falls in their lap without even trying. As world-renowned poet Wale says so eloquently, you race to these broads, I relay him, I baton him. And what he's saying essentially is, you guys have to chase girls while he has to physically beat them off of him. That's the type of time rappers and athletes are on. With an athlete being so successful and with the world at his fingertips, it's really strange to see an athlete get played by his own girl. In the worst case scenario, what usually happens is an athlete gets married while he's in the league and then gets screwed over in the divorce after retiring. Travis, on the other hand, is speedrunning his career on veteran mode. This whole story of Travis getting played started with a video of Travis's girl, Leanna, catching an attitude with him immediately right after a game against Oklahoma State. In this game, Travis put up some crazy numbers, but things turned sour when she got mad at him because he apparently smiled at some cheerleaders. And it wasn't like she tried to hide the fact that she was upset. You know when you're out with your girl and like you guys get into an argument, but you're still in public, so you gotta keep it together? Yeah, that didn't happen here. This girl practically did the Michael Jackson lean in reverse just to avoid kissing this guy, just causing a scene. As you can expect, people didn't like the look of this at all and started questioning her character. This was a special moment because I think this was his last game playing with Shedeur Sanders or something like that. I mean, and look at the score. My man put in work and you're catching an attitude right away with him. The next piece of evidence was on their very own YouTube channel. The two of them did a Q&A where Leanna says that Travis was not her type.
And I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type. So then I left him.
I wasn't her type. Really, nigga?
If someone tells you they're not your type, they probably mean that shit. And it gets worse. According to Travis, he first reached out to Leanna in her DMs, and he just sat in her DMs for months until her brother told her who he was. She probably realized he had clout, saw the potential bag, and hopped on the train, literally and figuratively. Even in his own interview, he says this.
He's seen that text message, he's like, you don't know who this is? So he was like, you don't know who this is, bro?
He's a real
like,
wingman.
Hey, he was a good wingman.
You LeBron.
She was like, boy, I don't care who that is. But she seen my text message a long time ago. She just never.
Yeah, she's ignoring you.
She left you on red, gang?
Ignore you.
Oh.
And that's when I was nothing. So she's man, I don't care about it. And like, she still don't even know why she talked to me.
This is a double red flag. One for Leanna and the other for Travis, because it's either he's delusional as they come, or he doesn't have the respect for himself to stay with a woman that really didn't like him from the very beginning. And he proudly says all this while his boys are just sitting there like, you tripping. The list of red flags don't stop there. While they were dating, she was even seen in some rapper's music video doing some very thoughty activities. She's also got a married to the money tattoo on one of her fingers. Now, this can either be another red flag or nothing, depending on how you look at it. The married to the money tattoo can either symbolize that she's a hustler, grinds for her money, hence why she's married to the money, or she's a gold digger looking to get married for the money. I'd like to be optimistic about this one, but she really doesn't help her case when she's been commenting under basketball players' posts on IG, also while they were in a relationship. That right there is more than a red flag. That's a purple flag. That is the behavior of a gold digger in training. She didn't quite secure the bag yet, but she's putting in the reps. I gotta give it to her though, she's dedicated to the game. While she's trying to secure the bag with Travis, she's still sending out traps for future investments. Now that's a smart businesswoman. There's also some evidence suggesting that she's been DMing other dudes on IG, but I don't know how credible this is since it's possible to fake this. There's also some issues that people have brought up, like the fact that she's in his first Adidas partnership commercial. Why is she in the commercial with you? Okay, this moment's supposed to be about him. Like, he's the athlete that's sponsored, not the thotty. People have compared to other big-time athletes that have done commercials but never featured their wives or girlfriends. This next piece of evidence had me bewildered.
Doped!
Bamboozled!
We've been smeckledorfed!
That's not even a word, and I agree with you.
This is the type of stuff you'd only see in movies. The level of simpage is off the charts.
He doesn't drink. And I'm Hispanic, so I have tequila like in my veins. So I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I drink.
Come on now. I know you get down at parties, okay? No one says they have tequila in their veins, but they don't drink a lot, okay? That statement doesn't make much sense. I know this is true because she said it herself. She's Spanish. Trust me. I grew up with a lot of Spanish people, bro. When that liquor starts flowing and that bachata comes on, Travis, you better be able to keep up with your girl. I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me there, but this is a terrible way to defend your relationship, okay? She started off the video by leaning into the stereotype that Spanish people love drinking tequila. Jesus Christ, I'm already sweating. That's like me saying I love drinking Hennessy. I got Hennessy in my veins. I personally hate the taste of Hennessy, okay? It tastes like spiced rubbing alcohol that was filtered with earring backs. And not all black people love Hennessy. It's more like 90% of us.
And I used to party and stuff, and he would literally drive me, sit outside for hours while I'm inside like partying, and then take us home.
I don't believe in the whole red pill or blue pill thing, but this is the most blue pill cuck I have ever heard, especially for a guy with this kind of status. Imagine you're a goddamn superstar. You got unlimited clout and aura, according to what the kids are saying nowadays, and instead of going to the club with your girl, making sure she's alright, you don't even have to drink. Just dance and keep her company. Instead, you wait in your car like a damn NPC. In the world of sports, there's usually two types of athletes. You know what? Scratch that, three. On one side, you got players like Stephon Diggs, who's apparently a freaky ass mofo.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
What the hell? Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. Diggs is the guy.
Least I should date my sister, Diggs. 100%.
Why Diggs?
Man, no.
In the middle of the spectrum, you have goody two-shoes like Kirk Cousins that lets his wife dress him, looking real snazzy. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you get guys that get played. And the first person that comes to my mind is poor PJ Washington. Back when this guy was still playing basketball at the University of Kentucky, a thotty named Brittany was out there scouring for prey. At the time, he was 18 years old and Renner was 26 at the time. For the average 18-year-old, this is a f***ing score, but not when you're expected to make millions. Fast forward a year later and she sure enough secured the bag by getting pregnant, and they broke up. And just like that, the ultimate bag was secured by just getting a baby by a ball player. Bruno Mars would be impressed by this finessery. And hey, you might be thinking, relationships don't always work out. She may have honestly gotten into a relationship with PJ because she actually liked him. Well, if you think so, you'd be wrong, because she proudly professed in a video that she simply played my guy for the money.
None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just f*** an athlete. They're really dumb.
Now, years later, in a strange twist, she's now putting her thotty knowledge to warn other up-and-coming athletes that there are women out there that will trap you for your money.
Everybody wants something. So it's like, even if we both have our own thing going on, me still being with you is a good look because you boost my stock. You want to make it to the NFL, and it's kind of like, you do understand there's a lot that comes with that, right?
You guys remember back in middle school when prisoners or ex-cons would come into the school and talk about the crimes that they've done and how you should not do those things? That's pretty much what's going on here. And this is what everyone's trying to warn Travis about. Travis's girlfriend, Leanna, is older than him. Coincidence? I think not. I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but it's just not looking good for my boy. I find it extremely hard to believe that he can't see any sort of valid concerns that the whole internet's been trying to tell him. I gotta give it to Leanna though. She did give Travis the option to be single and have fun like she did because, quote unquote, I was a freshman once. That's definitely not what you want your girl to be saying. Unsurprisingly, the two are now engaged and everyone's telling this dude to slow down. I don't agree with a lot of things that Dr. Umar says, but sometimes he be spitting facts.
This looks like it's going to be another tragic tale of another multi-million-dollar black athlete who sooner or later is going to get divorced and his non-black wife is going to run off with all of his career earnings, as we've seen with so many other athletes and continue to see on a regular basis. But for him to be engaged already and for him to be about to get married and he doesn't even have a prenuptial agreement, are you out of your mind, Travis Hunter? Bruh, slow this down. Put the marriage on ice for about 2 or 3 years and don't have any children out of wedlock while that marriage is on ice. My fear, Art, is he's going to run into the queen of his dreams and it's going to be too late.
Based on the facts that's been presented to me, I think there's a 60% chance this couple doesn't make it to their wedding day, 30% chance they get married and divorced, and then there's a tiny 10% chance they actually live happily ever after. That first love is something that you're just never gonna forget. You're young, you're dumb, sometimes delusional, and you probably made mistakes in that relationship and learned from them. I think this is what Travis is gonna have to go through, okay? He's gonna have to learn the hard way and maybe get the Brittany Renner treatment. This guy can read a defense on a football team but can't see the play that's being run in his face. This story goes way deeper than this, and some people are even saying that Leanna's brother is the real mastermind behind this entire relationship. If you want to know more about the backstory, check out the channel Failed Athlete. She said it herself, Travis was not her type and he actually sat in her DMs for a while until her brother actually told Leanna who Travis Hunter was, and at that point probably encouraged her to start talking to this guy. I personally wouldn't feel too secure in my relationship knowing my girl wasn't my type. And also, guys, make sure you know who you're really getting into a relationship with. People be prowling. And no, I'm not telling you to listen to people like Andrew Tate or the late Kevin Samuels, okay? There's a lot of genuine women out there that are ride or dies, but you just gotta be aware of some obvious gold digging signs. I'm about to drop some gems on you guys. If you really want to weed out any potential gold diggers, make sure your first couple dates are at the following restaurants, okay? Burger King, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's, and it has to be in that order, okay? From worst to best. Let me know what you guys think down below. This whole situation's crazy, and as a fellow 4-star D1 athlete, it really gives me PTSD. I'll see you guys in the next video. Profitt out.